Today's spooky spot is on the Universal Studios, home of the original monsters. We're going to be looking today at the creature from the Black Lagoon, a Toys R Us exclusive which was released last year, I think sometime last year, and I can thank my friend, the Review Revolution, who picked these up for me. Unfortunately, while they are a Toys R Us exclusive, sadly they weren't a Toys R Us exclusive in my city. So, the logo up at the top features the iconic, I'm trying to find a better word to describe it, but really no other word can describe it, the iconic Frankenstein's monster, which you generally think of when you think of the Universal Studios, Universal Monsters. I always seem to think of Frankenstein, at least I do. Down below there's a picture of the creature from the Black Lagoon. And on the back says, beginning in 1923, Universal Pictures began a series of movies, later integrated under the Universal Monsters banner, that changed film forever. These monsters were created some of the most iconic characters in film history. One thing to note though, and there's probably just the fact that it's marker or something, but it's funny that there's a bit of marker running across the eyes of the creature of the Black Lagoon, but as you can see it carries all the way across. It's not a variant, my friends, it's just somebody, I guess somehow there's got marker or something on the card. And the read up from the creature from the Black Lagoon. The creature was originally introduced to movie audiences in the 1954 horror classic, The Creature from the Black Lagoon. He was discovered on an expedition to the Amazon led by Dr. Carl Maya. The journey turns out to be deadly for many of the expedition and maybe even for the creature itself. Be on the lookout for Universal Monsters mini-mates from Diamond Select Toys. But that's packaging. What we're going to do is we're going to get this opened up and we will let out the creature from the Black Lagoon. Stay tuned, guys, there is more on the way. And now that the creature is loose, let's have a look at the figure. What we'll first look at is the display stand that comes with the creature. Pretty nicely painted. We got ourselves some leaves going on there. The peg holes here where the figure will stand. Another accessory that comes with the figure is a broken piece of, I guess, log or tree. It's really intended just to lie in the front there. It really doesn't have any purpose. It doesn't peg into place or anything like that. I don't believe so. I thought maybe there's a notch here that it would fit under, but even in the picture they've just kind of got it laying on the front there, so if it's good enough for the picture, it's good enough for this guy. It's basically just going to lay like that. Moving the display stand aside here. The figure is pretty good. I like the figure quite a bit. It has flaws. Judging by when you're watching this, I may or may not have put the Mummy up before this. This figure I think is a lot better than the Mummy figure. It still suffers, but I think it's a little nicer than the Mummy figure. The detailing is good. I like the paint. They've got several washes on here. They've got a darker kind of black gray wash over top of the green just to bring out some of the added details of the figure. You got scales going on there and everything else. His big oven mitt size hands. Hey, wait a minute, Spot, did you just bend his elbow? I did. One of the notable differences between the two figures, the Mummy unfortunately didn't have any articulation in the elbows. At least the creature from the Black Lagoon does. You can actually bend the elbows. Other articulation, you can bend the arms out, you can also rotate them. You can also rotate the feet around, but that's it. That's unfortunately it. Where the Mummy at least benefited was the fact that he had articulation in the head. With the creature, however, it's just a solid piece. There is a line where you would almost think that it can rotate, but try as I might, that head ain't going anywhere. Which is alright. I mean, if you're going to have him on this display stand, you probably won't necessarily need to worry about moving his head. But that option would have been a little nice to have. The likeness is not bad. I don't think it does the creature from the Black Lagoon as much justice as maybe what it could. but it's definitely not a bad figure, and it's a step up from the Mummy figure, if you ask me. The peg holes are on the bottom, similar to that of the Mummy, and you can peg it into place. But I notice you kind of have to peg the legs. They're a little awkward because you have to get them around this plant. Will I do it successfully? Maybe. I'm just going to say maybe. There we go. And we've got it pegged into place. It doesn't stand well, unfortunately, on his display stand, just because you have to finagle the legs around the plants that are in the middle. But on the display stand, it's not bad. It's not a bad looking figure. But I think if you ask me, I'm holding out for really the Diamond Select. I think it was the Marvel Select, Diamond Select, the deluxe one that actually comes with the girl. Those figures aren't, at least at the time I'm shooting this review, they're not out yet. Hopefully I'll get those. I can review those guys for you as well. But today's spooky spot, we're having a look at the Universal Studios home of the monsters, the Universal Monsters. We're looking today at the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Not a bad figure. Certainly it could have been a lot better though, but a step up definitely from the Mummy. Let me know down below, guys, what do you think? Also, I'll throw this out there too. Let me know down below, which is your favorite Universal monster? And for anyone who doesn't know, of course, Universal Monsters, we've got Frankenstein's monster, we've got Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon, we got the werewolf, we've also got the Invisible Man, I believe Phantom of the Opera as well. But let me know down below which is your favorite Universal monster. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Today's spooktacular review, today's spooky spot, we were having a look at Creature from the Black Lagoon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Woo!